everybody, thanks for joining me for another one-man review. This should be a pretty quick one. I've got the newest Rodger Binyone production. This is No Man number 21, called Yaw Pitch Roll. I'm a huge fan of what Rodger Binyone is doing, especially in terms of the physical production of his books. They are made with the highest quality printing you can imagine. A lot of it's done with screen printing. It looks like some of it might be risograph, maybe all of it's, I'm not sure how all of it's done, but it has the richness of color and the presence of ink on the page as a screen print does. This one doesn't have much narrative in it versus some of the other ones, and I don't have, because these are such custom made little products, I don't think they're ever going to be re-released. I hope at some point there's a collection, but I definitely have not been able to get all of Rodger Binyone's stuff, and I feel like it is kind of like a Jim Woodring thing where he's evolved such a particular own visionary language that there's symbolism and stuff in here that this would be more narrative if I knew the full scope of what Rodger Binyone was up to, but I really don't care. I would like to fill it all in. I would like to know, but even if it didn't fill up, I don't care, because the artwork is so beautiful in here and it's reproduced so beautifully. All of the gradients are actually made out of like visible dots. The colors, where there are colors, are put in purely flat, so everything's done with spot colors to make sure reproduction be as tight as possible. Even if these are just like offset litho prints here, they're set up in a way that it's all line art basically, and so they come together just with the clearest reproduction you can get. And then also the colors are just pure, because it's like this particular blue and this particular yellow, and the way they fit together on the page is just absolutely gorgeous. Then in all of Rodger's stuff, there are usually things in the middle that are printed on heavier paper, and these are hand-pulled screen prints for sure. I've seen enough on Instagram, and with these you can see that there's these neon inks, and it probably doesn't come across on camera, but it is like holding an old blacklight poster or something, where the ink is sitting on it, like actually like tactile, it has presence on the page. All the colors are pure colors. You've got like these crazy fluorescents, and so when you're overprinting them on top of each other, they get this vibration where they're trapped and they're next to each other. This is stuff that I really, really want to try and figure out how to recreate as close as possible in offset. And I think Rodger Binyone's got that as well, because you get images like this and they still have that saturation and richness that you expect out of a screen print. But a lot of the effects that you can get, like on a page like this, where this is definitely all actual ink printed on top, you can kind of mimic these things with Photoshop. You can do the color mixing and whatnot. You could do that with spot colors, but not, you'd have to have so many spot colors, and really there is just a physical presence of the order that the ink lays on. You could put down a blue layer, pull another red layer, put another blue layer, just a lot of things that wouldn't be possible. And when you see it all, how it works on a page like this, it's tactily beautiful as a material. Also, some really cool things like this, where you are preserving the fidelity of the line art. It all actual is just analog line art, especially this is a screen print. It's all photographic, shot and burned probably, so it's a very analog process, and that allows you to do something like get the gradient that's on this page, but it's applied directly to the line art, and it is just ink on paper. Like if you were to do this with offset, you could kind of do it like we have an effect like that in Strange Death, but it's trickier. You have to involve other processes to get the changes in value. There is one like more narrative story here where there's more like panels and characters talking and whatnot, and that's Buck Cheek Mountains International Recreation Area. That's done in a spot color here. Comes together like really, really nice. All the textures are perfect for it. Just content of that story is just kind of silly to me. And then there's a page in the back, and again, this isn't going to show up on camera. You're not going to see it unless you see this in person. Like, you could see this on a screen and you wouldn't understand it unless you saw it in person. How beautiful it is to have such white paper with such rich, dark, saturated blacks, and then the fidelity of, like, as you go into this stochastic noise pattern down here that's being used to create the gradients and the grays, each dot is a perfect little dot, and it's just absolutely beautiful to see. It's not like a Walking Dead where you just have a computerized gray. It's like manga or something, but with way smaller lines and dots, but you can still visually perceive them as discrete units instead of just down at 300, 600 dots per inch where you can't really see it. So absolutely love this stuff. I think you should go and run and grab whatever you can of Rodger Binyone's work, because I really doubt this stuff is being redone, given how much of it is like couture, handmade like this. I just don't see it. Even if it got collected, it would have to be printed 4 colors, you know, and it just wouldn't look like this. I've got number 57 of 600, so there's a good amount of these probably still left, but I know his back catalog is pretty small. I wasn't able to get much of it, so go check this stuff out. It's absolutely beautiful production and super fun to look at art.